What is going on, everybody? It's the Fox, and we're back for our NXT review for June. I don't know why I said May. June 27, 2018, and it is the first set of the new set of tapings that they did last week, a day after the Royal Albert Hall tapings were done. And my, oh my, NXT again does not disappoint. We had Aleister Black being confronted by Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano in the back, wanting to get his hands on Tommaso Ciampa again, with William Regal making a match for next week, which I am looking forward to. Candice LeRae in a match against Lacey Evans, and what was supposed to be Mustache Mountain versus a bunch of jobbers in the main event. We actually got our fifth six-man tag match for the week. But this six-man tag match was better than every other six-man tag match that happened this week. Even the one that happened on night one of the UK Titles Championship with British Strong Style versus the Undisputed Era. In my opinion, this was the best of all five matches that happened this week. We had one at the Royal Albert Hall, one on Raw, one on SmackDown, one on 205 Live, and one tonight. That is a little overbearing for that. And usually the biggest complaint about six-man tag or six-woman tag matches on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live is that the superstars in that match really don't get to showcase what they can do in the ring. They really don't get to develop themselves at all because they just get to work a little bit of time. Tonight, everybody got their shit in, and everybody got to show exactly what the hell they can do. I'm going out with six-man tag match, so I really didn't take notes on the thing, but we're going to talk about that first just because it was the hottest topic and the one that just got done. My fucking God, Ricochet is the man. Ricochet, out of what I'm getting from this and why it was Mustache Mountain and Ricochet versus the Undisputed Era is that NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, we are going to see Ricochet versus Adam Cole for the North American Championship, building him up off of what happened at TakeOver Chicago 2, where he beat out Velveteen Dream and propelled himself up to bigger and better things. I think what happened last night at the Royal Albert Hall with EC3 being shafted by Velveteen Dream, that's going to lead to EC3 versus the Velveteen Dream, and we're going to have, that's a couple matches right there. But my word, this match, everybody came out to show that this is NXT and this is the place you want to be. Adam Cole is great. Kyle O'Reilly, one of the toughest sons of bitches I think I've ever seen. Roderick Strong, definitely one of the more devastating guys in the ring when it comes to backbreakers and chops to the chest. He is just money when it comes to that. I'd say of all of them that had it always seems to be a theme, but if any of the six guys may lag behind a little bit, it was Trent Seven, probably because of his age and the fact that he is a lot, he works a slowest pace, it seems like, than everyone else in this match. But overall, nobody disappointed in this match. This match, if you didn't watch the Royal Albert Hall's two shows, and you didn't care for Raw or SmackDown, you want to see one great match this week, go to NXT this week, skip all the way to the main event, and watch this six-man tag match, because this thing was great. I cannot say enough about Adam Cole, Ricochet, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish is still injured, Roderick Strong, Ricochet, and Mustache Mountain. Now, people are wondering if we have a War Games this year, which I hope we do. With the fact that we have 4 members of the Undisputed Era, and by the time War Games comes around, Bobby Fish may be back in time. Hopefully he could be back maybe in time for a War Games match against Strong Style Collective, and maybe Ricochet versus those guys, or somebody from the UK. Maybe we can have a War Games of WWE's NXT North America versus NXT UK division in a War Games match at TakeOver Los Angeles, where you would have the Undisputed Era from the US version and British Strong Style plus one, which would probably be like Wolfgang or anybody else. So that would be your 4-man team. I don't want to really see three teams of 3. It's like I want to see a traditional War Games this time. Maybe, yes, I know the roof's not going to be there. That's whatever. But I want to see a traditional War Games. You can still have shark cages if you want, but I would have every other guy come in after the first 5-minute period. You have every 90 seconds somebody else comes in until everybody's there. That's what I want to see. And if Bobby Fish is eligible to come back by Los Angeles time, which I think he will, I'm not sure yet. I don't know when he's actually penciled to come back. If that is the case, there would be Undisputed Era from NXT in Florida versus Strong Style Collective, or British Strong Style. I keep on mixing up British Strong Style with the tag team of Travis Banks and them. Versus, I would do Strong Style, British Strong Style, and Travis Banks just because that's Strong Style Collective, and that would be two tag teams, or a faction and another tag team mixing together. But that would be a hell of a thing to go for a brand war between these two factions, because at Survivor Series the next night in Los Angeles, we're going to have brand warfare between SmackDown and Raw, so it only makes sense that the NXT Takeover in Los Angeles is going to be UK versus US versions of NXT. I hope that happens. That would be awesome, especially if Bobby Fish is able to, come back by that time. I have no idea when his timetable to return. Excuse me, but from what I see, coming back to what we had tonight, to me, it looks like we have, at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, we're going to get Ricochet versus Adam Cole for the North American Championship, and I think Ricochet is going to be your second ever NXT North American Champion, and I cannot wait for that to happen. But we still have at least another full month to go, a month and a half to go, before we even think or talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. We have another set of tapings to go before we talk about NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. But from what the main event told me tonight, and the fact that they had Ricochet go out and team with, and he took the pinfall too. Undisputed Era did win this match because Adam Cole got hit with the 630. Kyle O'Reilly pulled him out of the ring before the 3 count. Ricochet suicide dived and knocked him out, took him out. Roderick Strong grabbed him, put him with an End of Heartache, modified version of the End of Heartache, on the side of the apron, tossed him back in, and Adam Cole crawled over, and 1, 2, 3. Ricochet was pinned, and the Undisputed Era won. So, again, I think it's going to be Ricochet versus Adam Cole for the North American Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure that match wasn't even close to being made. We usually don't get matches made for Brooklyn or the next TakeOver until the set of tapings before that show. I did hear somewhere that the Women's Championship match will be decided at this tapings. I'm probably thinking the last set of tapings here just to get us into July. But for now, I say, without even knowing anything, that it's going to be Adam Cole and Ricochet in that match. I am looking forward to. We started the show, and we'll get to that now, with Black, who's treated to an Aleister chant from the crowd as soon as he comes in. Aleister says, "Adversity is how you deal with, is how you feel. You deal with defiance as a champion." Now, that name of adversity at Chicago was Sullivan. He did something I did not think was possible. He was a freak of nature, and faced with that adversity, I made him fade to black. Then all of a sudden, Tommaso Ciampa walks out. No music, of course, just Ciampa on the thing, which is just awesome. Comes out to a chorus of boos, and everyone's saying you suck and everything else. Tommaso walks out, and the chorus of boos. He said, "You stood face to face with the adversary. Now it's time for you to face the devil. I see right through you, and I don't buy it. I don't get it. Don't get me wrong, man. You are the champion, and there's an old saying that the title does not make the man makes the title. But in your case, the title makes Aleister Black. At Chicago, you barely beat Lars Sullivan in the same night. In the main event, beat Johnny freaking Wrestling with my hands tied behind my back. Ooh, just taking a knife and just further stabbing it in fans' hearts. Now that the fairy tale is over, I have to focus on what I want now. And Aleister, you have something that I want." Black says, "Wow, you really like the sound of your voice. You will realize I will kick your head off if Regal makes this a match possible." Ciampa says, "You need to understand, when I do step in the ring with you and beat you, you lose a lot more than your title. That mystique of yours is gone. All I need is one title match, one moment." He sits in Black's pose, and in that moment, he says, "Your reign will fade to black." Does his little bye-bye. Black exits the ring. Ciampa gets up pretty fast, pretty quick, waves bye-bye, and he backs out. Then we go over to the announce table with the three normals that are here, and they show a X-ray of Lars Sullivan's face. Apparently, halfway through the match against Aleister Black, Lars Sullivan broke his jaw. So that could be that's bad for anybody in the wrestling business, a broken jaw. We already had one half of the Revival miss 8 months, I think 6 to 8 months with a broken jaw last year. Over in the UK scene, there was a wrestler known as Primate who broke his jaw and ended up retiring from wrestling because of how badly he broke his jaw. He didn't crack it, and like the part of your, like the back part of your jaw where it does the nice little like elbow portion, he broke his jaw right there, so he had to retire. Hopefully, Lars Sullivan has more of the Scott Dawson portion where he can just like get his mouth wired shut, and we'll see him in about 6 to 8 months. So Lars Sullivan with a broken jaw will not be seen in NXT probably for a majority of the year. This is about the same time. It was about this same time too last year when one of the, I think it was Scott Dawson, broke his jaw, and we didn't see them until like October, November, or December time, and then of course more injuries happen. So Lars Sullivan will not be seen for a good while. We've seen Vanessa Bourne earlier in the day being interviewed, and she has a question. Why does Kairi Sane dress like a pirate? And you guys adore her for it. Why? I don't know why, because it's stupid. You should be adoring somebody like me. I'm going to go into the ring and take Kairi in the ring, and I'm going to beat her down to where she doesn't get out, and then you're going to be adoring me, and everything about me, it's going to be about me, me, me. So Vanessa Bourne is a little jealous of one cute little Kairi Sane, so Kairi Sane is going to kick her head off and hit her with an insane elbow coming up sometime in the future. They did not make that match for next week. They did not announce that. The only thing that was announced for that next week we'll talk about in a minute. The most unimportant guy in NXT right now, a guy I am not impressed with still. Kona Reeves versus, I don't know what his name is. I heard Maximum Virgil, Alberto this, Alberto that. I'm like, what is this guy's name? You keep changing the guy's name. He's the finest. No, he's not. Chance from the crowd. Maximum Virgil can't chance from the crowd. The crowd really wanted him to win. Kona Reeves won with his Hawaiian drop. I'm not a big fan of his. He's just not impressing me. He's not. There is nothing special about Kona Reeves at this time to me, and this match didn't do anything for him. Then we had Lacey Evans versus Candice LeRae. They lock up, and Evans with a shoulder tackle for a 2 count, then she gets another one. LeRae trips her up, and then Lacey Evans trips her back down. She goes for another shoulder tackle, but he gets an arm drag, 2 arm drags, I believe, then a Japanese arm drag for a 2 count for Candice LeRae. LeRae sends Evans over the ropes, but onto the apron. Evans then grabs LeRae's arm and just twists it and then yanks it over the top rope, adding damage to it. Then she grabs Candice LeRae's arm and slams it against the corner post. So that became a factor. I don't know why it became a factor, other than the fact that I don't know why, because we know that Lacey Evans uses the woman's right, which is just a right fist. And Candice LeRae doesn't really do any submissions or any high-flying moves with her right arm. I think those Candice LeRae's wild ride, which they haven't really used in NXT since she made her return. So I don't know what was the point of going after her left arm, but it did be damaged in the match. He gets a 2 count off of that arm wringer, then a boot to LeRae's arm, then more work on the arm of LeRae, but LeRae rolls her up for a 2 count. Evans then tosses LeRae to the mat, then with the arm, would take it. She took her arm wringered it, and just slammed it down, adding more damage. Ripping LeRae's arm, then a Bronco Buster in the corner by Evans for a 2 count. Cobra Clutch by Evans. LeRae tries to get out, but Evans stops that. She does the Cobra Clutch, but she does a sit-down version, unlike what Sergeant Slaughter, even though they like to mention that she's taken a page out of Sergeant Slaughter's book. At least nobody has said the late, great Sergeant Slaughter, that fuck-up that Michael Cole had at the Greatest Royal Rumble because, brain fart. Evans fights. All right, Cobra Clutch and stops that. Evans stops that. Evans fights. LeRae fights out. Then a back elbow, snapmare takedown, then snapmare by LeRae. Then a drop kick, but both women are down. Forearms by LeRae with the right arm, chops as well. Evans to Evans in the corner. LeRae with a leaf frog facebuster out of the corner. Let's go Candice chance. Kill switch into a lion salt for a 3 count, and Candice LeRae is your winner. Candice LeRae hit a picture-perfect lion salt that I think Chris Jericho probably would be smiling if he watched this match, because it was just great. With one arm, too. She used only her right arm because her left arm was compromised. That's how great this move was. That was awesome. In the back, we see Johnny Gargano, who's just got this stone-cold look on his face. He is just, pissed as fuck because of what happened in Chicago. In the back, Gargano is interviewed and asked about how he's doing. He says Candice is his favorite wrestler, but it's hard to concentrate. I keep playing Chicago over and again, and I even watched the match back. And to actually see Ciampa rip my running wing off, spit on it, throw it into the crowd, and win, this is far from over. The way I see it, if I beat him and he beat me, I'm going to go talk to Regal, and we are going to get this one more time. I don't care when or where. Brooklyn, Brooklyn Center, doesn't matter. I don't care. This thing ends when he does. And he walks off. Then, I had my Twitter account open, and William Regal put a tweet out saying Johnny Wrestling needs to move on from Tommaso Ciampa. So next week, I am booking him in a match with a guy who demands the main event. So next week, it will be EC3, Ethan Carter III, and I know that's probably not his name in NXT, versus Johnny Gargano, probably most likely the main event. And this is going to be the match that EC3 needs to come and bring it and show everybody why he is in NXT. We already know what Johnny Gargano can do. EC3 really hasn't had a time to shine outside of a ladder match, and the ladder match is not something that you can really go, oh, this one guy is going to be something special out of this ladder match, especially when it's a six-man ladder match. This match next week is not, let's see what Johnny Gargano can do, let's see what EC3 can do, and see if he is worth being in NXT, or if everyone should just write him off. You are going up against Johnny Gargano, so Johnny Gargano is going to do everything he can to make EC3 look good, but still, EC3 has to come out there and give us everything he can against Johnny Gargano. I expect this to be a really good match, especially a great TV match, but we'll have to wait and see, and that's going to be next week, and I am looking forward to EC3 versus Johnny Gargano, hopefully in the main event. We see Candice LeRae asked about Johnny Gargano. She says, it's distracting a little bit. I made the mistake before in the past, and worrying about what's going on in Johnny and her husband's career, I've really taken away from my own career, and his drive and passion to be in the wrestling business has inspired me to go out there and give it my all, and my goal, and it's my time to worry about me and my goal. Nothing will stop me from going after the NXT Women's Championship. To anybody who wants to get into the wrestling business, you need to take what Candice LeRae said to heart. When you see somebody like Johnny Gargano, who has a passion for this business, has a love for this business, wants to get better every single day, goes out there, wrestles his heart out, whether it's a 10-minute match, a 30-minute match, whether it's in the Barclays Center or if it's in a bingo hall. Johnny Gargano is one of those guys that you can watch and be like, that's the guy I want to be like. I want to be as good as this guy. Anybody who has an aspirations of being in the wrestling business, you need to model yourself and try and do everything you can to come even close to how good Johnny Gargano is. Just saying. We were supposed to get Mustache Mountain versus Dave Dixon and Carl Axel. I'm so glad that didn't happen, because that would have been a huge disappointment towards the end of the show. But it was Carl Axelrod. I'm sorry. No match, because Undisputed Era come out and just destroyed the Jobbers, lays waste to them. They said what happened at the hall, at the Royal Albert Halls was a fluke, a scam. The only reason you won because you got held up by your dopey country. We're going to make sure you leave without your pride or the NXT Tag Team Championships. This is our era, and you're just living in it. All of a sudden, one and only hits, and out comes Ricochet. So we get our fifth six-man tag match. We talked about this at the beginning of this little review here. And again, go check this match out. It's like you had the Mustache Mountain Ricochet team get hot at the start. And then, of course, this time Tyler Bate took the heat for the babyface team. Ricochet came in, cleaned house. And it just was, after Ricochet tagged in. This match, of course, was the babyfaces get hot, one of the babyface team members takes the heat, and then after he takes the heat and the babyface tags in one of his partners, this thing went from 0 to 60. It's like that. As soon as Ricochet tagged in, this match went high voltage. There was a part where you had, I think, Adam Cole and Ricochet in the middle of the ring with the legal man. On one side of the apron, you had Roderick Strong and Trent Seven. On the other one, you had Tyler Bate and Kyle O'Reilly trading blows as well. That was just something great. This entire match is worth watching NXT this week. If you don't want to see, if you don't care much about the women's division, I don't know why on NXT you don't care about the women's division. If you don't give a care about Kona Reeves, if you don't care about what happens with Tommaso Ciampa and Aleister Black, which you'd be fool if you didn't, this is the match you need to see. I am just singing the praises of this match because it was so good. This is, of course, the first of 4 episodes of NXT, 4 weeks of NXT we will get from this taping, and they're off to a hot start on the road to NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4. I think it's 4. But that is going to be your NXT review. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment down below. Find me on Twitter at TheFrance. Hit that follow button over there. Find me on twitch.tv/TheFrance08. Hit that follow button over there. You can hit that subscribe button too if you want to get access to a whole litany of things, which I still need to work on what people get down there. But that is going to be all. I'll be back this Saturday for Unscripted. We will talk about everything that was announced over the last 2 days for the new deals for Fox and NBC Universal for Raw and SmackDown, and much, much more. Until then, my name is TheFrance. You guys have a good one, and I will see you guys later.